Hey, are you a young graduate? Are you looking for how to get a head start in your career? Are you looking for a career path that aligns with the future of Africa? Or do you desire to increase your chances of getting jobs with manufacturing companies, import and export companies, and the banking industry? Then enroll for the Certified Basic Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies. The CBTP would help you to jumpstart your career, give you an edge over your peers, create a career path to the top for you, help you defend your skills in your absence, and give you global relevance in your career. This 3-month program costs $400 only, and there are flexible payment plans to suit your financial budget. Tutorial classes are also available at 50% discount. Visit the registration page showing on your screen or call the numbers to register. Do you work in the bank, importing or exporting company? Do you have basic understanding of international trade? Do you desire to improve your knowledge and build a career in international trade? Then this message is for you. The Certified Intermediate Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies is designed to upgrade you from basic to intermediate knowledge of international trade. Through the CITP, you'll be strategically positioned to create a career path to the top, have an edge over your peers, defend your skills in your absence, equip you for future opportunities in Africa, give you global relevance in your career. This is a continuous professional development training program that will lead you to the point of becoming an American Chartered Trade Specialist. This 3-month program costs $500 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial course. Are you an employee of a bank, manufacturing company, or an import and export trading company? Do you have over 5 years of experience in managing international trade transactions? Do you have an intermediate level of knowledge in international trade and desire to upgrade to advanced levels to make you stand out? Then this message is for you. The Certified Advanced Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies equips you with understanding of all the trade rules from the International Chamber of Commerce. The CATP program will give you an edge in document examination, create a career path to the top, defend your skills in your absence, equip you with skill to handle guarantee and standby letter of credit, give you global relevance in your career. This 3-month program costs $600 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial course. Visit the link displayed on your page or call the numbers to register. Are you an entrepreneur or an employee that works in an organization that buys and sells raw material and finished products? Then this message is for you. The American Institute of Extended Studies is deploying a certified trade logistics and supply chain management program in Africa to equip staffs of manufacturing, import and export trading companies with skills needed to increase efficiency to maximize profits, lower the costs of doing business, deal with supply disruptions, carry the right amount of inventory, and meet customer demand in the most effective way possible. All this makes you to become more valuable to your organization as a logistics and supply chain manager. This is a 3-month program that costs $500 only, your flexible payment plan to suit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial cost. Registration is currently ongoing. Click the link on the screen to register or call the numbers displayed. Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Fintechs Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you From export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today. Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Fintechs Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you From Export Novice to Export Legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. Thank you very much for joining today. We'll be starting right away while others join us afterwards. But today, the program is going to take a different dimension. I'm going to have two sessions. There was a landmark recorded in the history of AfCFTA today, and that is issue of PAPSS. PAPSS is a Pan-African Payment Settlement System. So I will spend some time talking about that. Then I will continue the conversation I started last week on choosing your market within the African continent. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This video also on our YouTube channel, Voice of Trade Africa. If you visit our YouTube channel, Voice of Trade Africa, you'll get to see the previous video. We started this since COVID. It's been almost 2 years now, so we have quite a number of almost 70, 80 videos on AfCFTA, different issues on AfCFTA, different countries on AfCFTA, and different products under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. So remember to subscribe to the channel, Voice of African Trade. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like, share, comment, and also remember to click the notification bell. Now, this is the logo of the Pan-African Payment System. This is the logo of the Pan-African Payment System. And I'll be spending the next 20 minutes to talk about the Pan-African Payment System and then the remaining 40 minutes to talk about the topic we are supposed to have today. You will look at this, the center look like a cowrie, which was a universal payment system that was used thousands of years ago. And that's what Africa is returning to, but now in an electronic or digitalized version. So here you can see this cowrie platform connecting trade in Africa. To the left, you can see an exporter and their banks, and this is sending money through this system, and this money is being received through the bank and to the importer on the other side. I mean, sorry, the importer is sending money to the exporter on the other side. But what's interesting is that these two people are in different countries in Africa. And what's interesting also is that they will be settling in their local currency. You know, if you have thought of doing business in Africa in the past, you will agree with me how payment is made. Because the last time I did a shipment to Cote d'Ivoire, a Nigerian in Cote d'Ivoire has to pay Naira through his account in Nigeria. It's a very, if you want to collect money in dollars for a large transaction, sincerely, it can be challenging because sometimes there is no dollar to be able to, the exporter cannot access dollar, importer cannot access dollar in his country to be able to effect payment on time and as at when due. And I tell you, this can be a major challenge for businesses that want to do trade. But now with Pan-African Payment System, there is a seamless payment within the African continent, a seamless payment system within the African continent. PAPSS, the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, is a cross-border financial market infrastructure enabling payment transaction across Africa. PAPSS is an African payment. It's a Pan-African payment system. It has a leading technology connecting African banks, payment service providers, and other financial market intermediaries, enabling instant and secure payment within African countries. Instant. This can happen in 2 minutes, actually. In 2 minutes. 120 seconds, they say, in 2 minutes. And it's live already. It's live already. PAPSS is an instant payment. Instant payment made by originator to beneficiaries in their local currencies. Made by originator to beneficiary in their local currency, no matter where they are in Africa. PAPSS is a simplified payment system. PAPSS is a simplified payment system, simplifying the historical complexities and cost of making payment across African borders, providing operational efficiencies that open up vast economic opportunities for all stakeholders. So the opportunities within the PAPSS payment system is huge, is humongous, and it has to be commended. Interestingly, the Governing Council involved different central governors in Africa, Central Bank Governor of Nigeria, Central Bank Governor of Sierra Leone, of Guinea, of Liberia, of Ghana, of Gambia, of AfFCFTA, AFDB, even African Union, all were part of the governing body. And Godwin AfFCFTA of Nigeria was the chairman of the. No wonder it's been pushed in Nigeria, and I will show you the circular released by CBN trying to inform Nigerian banks on the need to really take this very seriously. The Pan-African Payment and Settlement System enabled the efficient flow of money securely across African borders, minimizing risk and contributing to financial integration across Africa. Whether you are shopping, transferring money, paying salaries, dealing with stocks, shares, making high-value business transactions, PAPSS real-time infrastructure provide a reliable and cost-effective answer for instant payment. A reliable and cost-effective answer for instant payment. As a matter of fact, PAPSS works in collaboration with African central banks to provide a payment and settlement services to which commercial banks, payment service provider, and fintech across the region can connect. So to launch this platform, there was a trial period, and it was done in West Africa. West Africa is multi-currency, multilingual, multicultural. So it seems like a very good zone to test run it. And it's been test run for some months. So transaction has been done on this platform with different banks in Africa, in West Africa in particular. And CBN Governor of Nigeria, Emefiele, said at the event that held today that this platform will be saving Africa $5 billion in payment fees, payment charges that is spent across Africa every year. At a time when cross-border trading is high, on the agenda with AfCFTA agreement now in reality, PAPSS is primed to facilitate the expected increased volume in cross-border payment. As a matter of fact, PAPSS is a brainchild of AfFCFTA, and commendation to Professor Benedict Orama, the president of AfFCFTA Bank in Nigeria. You know, when I look at the lineup today, the CEO of the PAPSS is in Nigeria. The chairman of the governing body of PAPSS is Nigerian. The president of the bank that championed and funded the technology platform is a Nigerian. So Nigerian is leading all the way, playing the true giant of Africa as far as PAPSS is concerned. My prayer is that we'll get our policies right locally, so we can get our policy right and actually, of course, regain the pride of place that Nigeria have always occupied on the African continent. So PAPSS is a brainchild of AfFCFTA Bank, African preeminent trade finance solution, whose mission includes stimulating expansion, diversification, and of course, the development of African trade. AfFCFTA recognized that for Africa to unlock its massive potential for internal trade, Enabling the efficient flow of transaction across African border was paramount. And by the way, most of the information I'm using in this material presentation, you can find it on PAPSS.com, so you can always read it up, PAPSS.com. The key is a single payment infrastructure that cut through existing challenges of local currency exchange and ensure instant payment of funds. There has been a big challenge. I just told you my experience shipping goods to Cote d'Ivoire, a very big challenge within Africa just to pay. So sincerely, there are a lot of Nigerians that have put up with potential on African continent. So if before your challenge has been payment, even before AfCFTA fully starts, with all the delay we are having with the tariff schedule, I must say that it's an opportunity for many African businesses, huge opportunity for African businesses. And you also need to know that companies like FedEx, Resta, they are actually working on a logistic solution to help move stuff by air within Africa. You know, the more the volume, the cheaper the price actually. So at the end of the day, the challenge we thought of in moving goods and payment, those are the two major challenges: moving goods and payment, moving goods and payment, moving goods, even before AfCFTA came. Now the issue of payment is sorted out. Moving good is being worked on seriously. AfFCFTA is also funding, providing, and AfDB are supporting organizations that need funds to be able to develop road and rail across Africa. The key is a single payment infrastructure that cuts through existing challenges of local currency exchange and ensure instant payment of funds. In order to enable instant payment across African borders in local currency, PAPSS supports three core processes. Number one, there is instant payment. Number two, there is pre-funding. That means funds must be available before payment can be effected by PAPSS. Number three, there is net settlement. You know, if I pay a lot and I receive some, there might be net settlement at the end of the day between me and each country, and they have to settle me. And I will talk about that also later on. Now, how does the payment work? Let's go through the payment process. How does it work? People have asked this question: how does the payment work? With instant payment, participants no longer need to convert local currency to hard currency. Currently, we are having a big problem, very big problem, very, very big problem currently. The big problem we are having currently is Nigerians want to import from even South Africa. We have to go and buy dollar, and dollar is not available. So this is actually a wake-up call for many businesses in Africa to begin to source from within Africa. If I'm importing from China and I can import it from South Africa, instead of going to China, I can pay in Naira and import from South Africa. Is that not interesting? I think that is amazing. I can import from South Africa and pay in Naira instead of queuing up. Instead of queuing up to be able to pay in dollars, getting dollar from CBN. So with instant payment, participants no longer need to convert local currency to hard currencies, which then entail the fund leaving Africa to be converted before being sent back again to beneficiary bank, adding days to transaction time. Remember, if you are exporting in Africa, you are selling to other African countries or even outside Africa. If you are using dollar, you have to go first of all to New York. A third currency is required. It takes days sometimes to consummate transaction. Nowadays it's more efficient. It takes hours. Sometimes it takes maybe a few days now, but there is cost to it. Now the cost will be significantly reduced, courtesy PAPSS. In addition, compliance, legal sanction, and checks are performed instantly within the system of PAPSS. So the AML and anti-money laundering and counter-financial terrorism check will be done. It entails a near instant payment process because the process can be completed within 120 seconds. So even if I'm doing a letter of credit transaction, If I'm doing a lot of them, immediately the bank get the document on the other side. They will effect payment immediately. And if they effect payment today, I will get payment immediately. Immediately they receive document, review document, document is in order, and they effect that payment, I will get payment instantly. I don't need to be waiting for telex copy. We don't need telex copy again to trace and follow up on payment. So let's go through the process one by one. Now, stage one, there's an originator, the importer, who want to pay. He will issue a payment instruction to his local in local currency to his bank. So I'm using Bank A in Nigeria. I issue a payment instruction to Bank A. Remember, as an importer, I will have opened my form. As an importer, I will have show evidence good have been shipped. If you are an importer, if you are doing a bill for collection transaction, nothing has changed. If you are doing a letter of credit transaction, nothing has changed. The only thing that changed is that you will need to queue up with to buy dollar from CBN. That is what has changed. But every other thing remained the same. So you issue a payment instruction to your bank and they will debit your Naira account. The payment instruction is sent to PAPSS. The payment instruction is sent to PAPSS. Remember, look at this chart. This is you, an importer. You issue an instruction to your bank. Your bank sends payment instruction to PAPSS. Your bank will be connected via the central switching system of the country to PAPSS. The idea is that every central bank holding the switching system of a country should connect that switching system to PAPSS. So that means all Nigerian banks, all African commercial banks will be indirectly connected to PAPSS through that switch. So that means we have 55 African countries. Their switching system is connected to PAPSS. And in each of those countries, you have several banks, and each of those several banks are indirectly connected. So the bank can send instruction directly to PAPSS. PAPSS will carry out necessary validation checks on the payment instruction. The payment instruction is then forwarded. Can you see? PAPSS will automatically forward payment instruction. Remember, there is a detailed information that has been provided, and there is a messaging system using the ISO standard so that we are sending the right message. What I'm not sure of is if we are still going to use the SWIFT code or there'll be a different code. I'm not sure of that. I mean, the banks will probably be able to know, Central Bank will be able to know about that. But you're going to provide this information in a format already provided. Information is sent to PAPSS. PAPSS send information to receiving institution. So if I'm an exporter and I've shipped my goods, let's say to Ghana, let's say EcoBank in Ghana is the one paying. EcoBank in Ghana is issuing instruction to PAPSS, and that instruction is coming to, let's say, EcoBank in Nigeria, or Zenith Bank in Nigeria, or First Bank in Nigeria. First Bank in Nigeria received that instruction and credit me. And this will take 120 seconds. 120 seconds. So the payment instruction is forwarded to the beneficiary's bank or payment service provider by the PAPSS. The beneficiary's bank pay the fund to the beneficiary in their local currency. So to pay, I pay Naira. If I'm an importer, I'll make Naira available. I'll make Naira available. To pay, I will make Naira available. The Ghanaian buyer, the Ghanaian seller who shipped to me will receive the money in cedis. Now, so for me, for example, if I'm selling this product if I'm selling this, of course, there will be a base currency. There will be a base currency. Olufemi Dada, kindly type your question in the box. Kindly type your question in the box. I will take oral question at the end of the program. This program is every Thursday. It takes 1 hour, so I'll be done by 5. This is the first part of my session today. The second part will be the regular choosing the market conversation we have every week in AfCFTA. So if you need me to answer immediately, kindly drop the question in the chat box and I will respond immediately. If you will need to speak, then that will be when I'm done. That will be around 6 p.m. when I'm rounding off. That will be around 6 p.m. when I'm rounding off. So sorry about that. Now, I was trying to say something that I'm an importer. I'll provide Naira to my bank. My bank effect payment. And that payment my bank effected to a buyer, to a seller in Ghana, the seller in Ghana will get cedis. I was trying to say that there will be a base currency, dollar. So me, I know that for this transaction, if I sell it at 1 million naira, I'm profitable. That's what I'm expecting. CBN will convert that money. There is a conversion to dollar in the settlement between banks. It will be based on dollar. So that means the bank, the company abroad will be paying the dollar equivalent, actually, when they are settling among themselves. Oh, dollar is what they are going to use to settle. And AfFCFTA is the one that will be handling that. But what will happen is that this guy has quoted for me in cedis, but on his invoice. So let me go over it again. So let's say I want to import from Ghana. Let's say I want to import from Ghana. The Ghanaian guy is going to be paid in cedis, but that invoice have dollar equivalent. So when I'm providing naira to my bank, I'm providing naira equivalent of that dollar. I'm providing naira equivalent of that dollar, so that when the Ghanaian importer receive money, he will receive the right amount of cedis. So dollar will be the base currency. Dollar will be the base currency. All right. So remember, the sender sent the naira to his bank. His bank sent an instruction for payment to PAPSS. PAPSS sent debit the institution that is paying and credit the institution receiving, and the institution receiving will ultimately credit the customer in question. Now, there is another leg, pre-funding. Remember that for PAPSS to be able to credit the other party, you must have provided the naira. So there must be pre-funding to ensure that PAPSS is not just debiting air, it's debiting money that is available that will use for settlement. Due to the speed of the real-time payment system, PAPSS need to guarantee that funds are available to complete the originating transaction before effecting the movement of debit and credit, debit of the payer, credit of the receiver between participant accounts. Participants must therefore agree to pre-funding agreement. Here is the process. Direct participants, who are the banks, indirect participants are the customer of the bank, issue a credit instruction to settlement account in RTGS Central Bank. So the bank, the Nigerian bank will credit an account with Central Bank. The RTGS credit pre-funded account of direct participant and notify PAPSS. So PAPSS will not credit the other party if it's not notified fund is available. PAPSS credit direct participant clearing account. Indirect participant leverage sponsorship agreement to issue funding instruction via direct participant. So direct participant at the bank and the account must be pre-funded. That's why you need to make the fund available anyway. You need to make the fund available. You need to make the fund available. So here is the prepayment. So here is the direct participant who is crediting Central Bank, and Central Bank notify PAPSS so that PAPSS will be able to now credit the other party. The idea is PAPSS will not credit the other party if it's not notified that there is fund available for this transaction. Direct participant integrate directly with PAPSS and real-time gross settlement system of Central Bank in the pre-funding process. Participant with that RTGS account, that's indirect participant, like individual organization like an exporter or an importer, are able to fund or defund their clearing account on PAPSS with the aid of their direct participants. So the bank is the one that will now be able to help indirect participants to carry out the transaction, notifying PAPSS of the fact that fund is available, so that PAPSS can credit the other party who is expected to receive fund. Notification are carried out via the ISO 20022 messaging standard, notifying PAPSS. So the participant and RTGS of the status of every stage of the transaction, notifying PAPSS, the participant, and RTGS of the status of every stage of the transaction. Look at what happened after. How is settlement done? Remember, there must be a settlement. Someone said it is going to be profitable using PAPSS than changing dollar. by myself because banks can change, charge it lower. Yes, can change it lower. Now, settlement, that's now within banks. Settlement among banks will be done within 24 hours, and it will be done by 11 UTC, universal time, 11 UTC. Now, what this means is that settlement is, you know, there are some, like for the what's the name? All these people that do international money transfer. I'm not sure they do settlement every day. I'm not sure. Probably every week or every month. I don't know. But this one will be done every day. This will be done every day. 11 universal coordinated time. Some people call it coordinated universal time, UTC, every day. And Nigeria is, I think, +1 on this. I think it's +1. Nigeria is +1. Yes, I can see Nigeria is +1. PAPSS need to ensure prompt settlement within 24 hours. Net settlement across all participating banks. Kausarat, you are right, it will be cheaper. Net settlement across all participating central bank occur at same time each day, 11 UTC. That will be 12 Nigerian time. As with pre-funding process, notifications are carried out via the ISO 20022 messaging system, notifying PAPSS, the participant, and RTGS of the status of every stage of the transaction. Now, at end of day, 11 a.m. UTC, PAPSS determine net position in local currency for all participating central bank, net position. PAPSS then send a credit and debit settlement instruction to all the central bank, RTGS, depending on their net position. The central bank RTGS debit and credit between PAPSS and between PAPSS pre-funded account and central bank SunSpec account, and confirm settlement to PAPSS to nil off the transaction. Those working in trusts and all the respective banks will probably understand this is not for an export, actually. It's for the banks that are going to do the net. But this will be done at level of central bank, and central bank will credit the bank respectively. PAPSS mirrors central bank instruction to conclude local currency settlement. Now, PAPSS issue an equivalent hard currency settlement instruction based on net position to AfFCFTA, because at the end of the day, the net position will be settled by AfFCFTA. All central bank have account with AfFCFTA, all central bank. So AfFCFTA will credit or debit the central bank hard currency settlement account held in AfFCFTA bank and confirm to PAPSS. So at the end of the day, every day there will be settlement by 12 noon Nigerian time, 11 a.m. UTC. Remember, I told you the base currency will be dollars. Even in CPN instruction, the base currency is in US dollars. The base currency is in US dollars. So here you can see the PAPSS informing the net position to central bank. Central bank RTGS do the debit. After doing the debit and crediting out PAPSS will be able to notify the position to AfFCFTA, and AfFCFTA will credit or debit the respective country central bank's foreign currency account held with AfFCFTA bank. Benefit of PAPSS. PAPSS addresses the historic challenges of making settlement across African borders, adding value through a common African market infrastructure for all stakeholders, from government banks and payment providers to corporate, small enterprise, and individuals. What does PAPSS mean to participant? What does PAPSS mean to participant, the people participating? Commercial banks, payment service provider, and other financial intermediary connected to PAPSS benefit from one, a simplified process. A simplified process that reduces the cost and the complexities of foreign exchange. The cost and the complexities of foreign exchange for cross-border transaction between African markets. Number two, it provides an instant and secure cross-border payment capability to their customer across Africa. Number 3, a platform now exists that enable innovation in cross-border trade and access to new African market. What I foresee is the like of Flutterwave, the like of Paystack, the like of InterSwitch, and a number of other payment platforms in Nigeria. Ultimately, we'll be able to connect indirectly to the platform because they are already connected to the national switch in Nigeria. Someone said, I'm an American and looking to trade between African countries. Do I need a bank account in African country or can I use my business account here? Oh, if you are going to be receiving payment from Africa, of course, you need an account in US if you are based in the US. You need an account in US, but you don't need to have an account in Africa to be able to do business in Africa. You can sell to Africa and you can be paid in the US. You can import from Africa and you can pay the African country. But for you to be able to settle under this platform within Africa, one of the conditions for using PAPSS is that it must be an intra-African trade. So any extra African trade cannot be settled on the PAPSS platform. Any extra African trade cannot be settled on the PAPSS platform. It's only intra-African trade that can be settled on the PAPSS platform. And that trade transaction must be in agreement with the existing laws and regulations, with the existing laws and regulations in all the countries participating. Like in Nigeria, if you don't have a Form M, you cannot effect payments under PAPSS. If you are exporting, you won't be able to use PAPSS to receive your payment if you have not opened NXP. So you need to do your documentation correctly. You need to do your document correctly. Now, what does PAPSS means for African market? Government and central bank participating with PAPSS benefits. With PAPSS benefit from participating with PAPSS, we benefit from one, ease the pressure on their current account and demand of foreign exchange liquidity. CBN should have some respite, hopefully. Now, bankers that are listening to me, you need to inform your customer. They don't need to wait for AfCFTA to fully start for them to trade in Africa. They should begin to ask themselves critical questions. The product I'm importing from Europe and America, can I get it from Egypt? Can I get it from Morocco? Can I get it from South Africa? If I can get it from some of these countries, the next question is to see if it's profitable for you. If it's profitable, maybe you should consider PAPSS. In fact, I'm sure it will be profitable because you are buying dollar at a very high price. You are buying dollar at a very high price. So if we are going to remove only the dollar issue, maybe you'll be profitable. I'm basically saying that our import customers should begin to consider reworking their supply chain to begin to buy from within Africa. Our export business should begin to consider reworking their supply chain to begin to sell to Africa. The major country you might be able to consider for this are the one I mentioned, Morocco, Egypt, and South Africa. The beauty of this is all of them are all connected to water. They are not landlocked. So rather than the headache of road or road shipment, you might be able to do sea shipment. Of course, it's already been done in South Africa to Nigeria. It's a very common route right now. Egypt and Morocco is one I'm not very sure of, but you can make all the necessary inquiry. Basically looking at how can we begin to increase inter-African trade. Sincerely, I'm very convinced that we can do a lot within Africa with the African trade, leveraging on this African Continental Free Trade Agreement. And of course, using PAPSS as the driver. Increased transparency of cross-border trade activity. Increased transparency of cross-border trade activity. Increased transparency of cross-border trade activity. Bringing greater oversight of cross-border transactions. Increased potential to generate revenue. Increased potential to generate revenue. Increased potential to generate revenue. This is very important. Enhance financial inclusion opportunities and improve economic growth. Now, do you know that a lot of trade happening in West Africa are not even captured. A lot of trade happening in West Africa are not even captured. So the benefit of PAPSS is that that will now be captured. The benefit of PAP is that that will now be captured. And I think that is, for me, is very instructive and very interesting. It's going to be an interesting time on the African continent, considering all that is happening right now. With PAPSS in place, we are going to be able to do a lot of trade on the African continent. An historic moment, I must say. What enhanced financial inclusion. No, what PAP means for customer, corporates, SMEs, individual can benefit from PAP. What can they benefit from PAP? Instant and near instant payment of cross-border transaction without hassle of currency conversion. Instant and near instant. Instant and near instant. Instant and 120 seconds, according to PAPSS website, 120 seconds. Improve working capital through payment certainty and faster transaction. You know, one of the challenges of international trade, particularly export or import, is the fact that if I'm exporting, I will need to wait to get my money. I will disappoint my buyer, my seller, or my supplier because I'm not able to pay on time. Now that is solved. Someone is asking a question, what do you mean of PAP? Oh, PAP is Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. Is a technology platform to allow remittance of payment to African countries using local currency, and is done within 120 seconds. Payment is done within a short time. So this idea of reducing cash conversion cycle, improving working capital, I think is a big deal. Big deal for me, big deal. Like I said, I've tried it with Cote d'Ivoire. It wasn't a funny transaction. It was challenging, very challenging. very challenging with Cote d'Ivoire. Now we can get that done. We can get that done easily. And I see a lot of innovation coming out of this, actually. I see a lot of innovation coming out of this because without payment, really, there's no international intra-African trade. So improve working capital through payment certainty and faster transaction. Then access to various payment facilitating options through a growing network of financial intermediaries. Access to various pay facility options through a growing network of financial intermediaries. I am very sure this is going to, in fact, this is going to make those courier companies that are building structure to trade in Africa to be able to do a lot now, because then there will be more transactions, because payment has been a major challenge for people that want to do business in Africa. And I think that has been solved. Before I close, now, I won't be able to do my second part today because of those that have questions that I might want to ask. The second part I'm supposed to do today, which is on our usual choosing export market in Africa. I started that series last week, and that's supposed to last till end of February. What I will be doing is I'll be doing that next week, so that I'll be able to entertain some questions today. I was also on one of the TV today to answer some of the questions. It's been an interesting session, really. Today, I mean, watching this live from on YouTube when it was being done in Ghana. So now let's now go back to Nigeria. CBN issued a circular on October 11, 2021. So I'll go through that circular now. Some bankers that are here will have seen that circular. Let's just look at how this happened in Nigeria. How does this work in Nigeria? Before I entertain questions. This is to inform all authorized dealer banks and general public of the introduction of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System by AfFCFTA in partnership with the West African Monetary Union, Monetary Institute, WAMI. The platform is being deployed as a pilot within the West African zone, WAM region, before extending it to other regions within Africa. So it was deployed. Remember I said some few African countries Someone said, is PAPSS operational at the moment? It's been launched and it's live in Nigeria. Nigeria is among the pilot countries, so it's live in Nigeria. So it might depend on if each bank have connected, but it's live in Nigeria. The Nigerian national switch system is already connected, it's live in Nigeria, and a number of West African countries. What we are expecting now is from other North African country, East African country, Central African country, and Southern African country to connect. That's what we are waiting for. So that's what is going to be that campaign we have to start now. The platform is being deployed as a pilot for the region. The system supports the initiation of cross-border retail payment in local currency of the sending country and receipt of funds in local currency of the beneficiary country within West Africa, while the interbank settlement will be in USD. Why the interbank settlement will be in USD? Remember I said there will be a settlement in dollars. There will be a settlement in dollars. Yes, Garuba, it was launched today in Ghana. It was launched today in Ghana. And it's expected to provide faster settlement and payment of cross-border transactions within Africa at a reduced cost. This is CBN talking. CBN already know the cost. At a reduced cost with an air of boosting intra-African trade. Still talking about the circular of CBN. PAPSS has, among other, the following features. It supports initiation of cross-border retail payment in local currency of sending country by customers and receipt of funds in local currency or beneficiary country. The interbank settlement will be in dollars based on multilateral netting arrangement. Other currency as euro and proposed single currency of WAMI and AU will be added in future. That's ECHO in West Africa. This net settlement model is based on pre-funding. So by participating in financial institution through the RTGS system. So the fund must be available. That's why the customer, of course, the account will be debited at the point of initiation. AfFCFTA will be the settlement agent, and each central bank will maintain a USD settlement account at AfFCFTA to settle eligible transactions from its country on a net basis. Now, each central bank shall determine eligible transaction for which foreign exchange will be provided by them. Commercial bank may maintain a USD settlement account at AfFCFTA to settle obligation for payment that may fall outside eligible transaction. That's for commercial banks now, for which central bank will not provide foreign exchange. Consequently, all authorized dealers are required to ensure as follows. One, that eligible payment of import and receipt of export proceeds by CBN shall be restricted to trade-back transaction only, and that documentation requirement stipulated in Memorandum 9 and 10 of Foreign Exchange Manual 2018 edition and other extant circular of CBN shall apply. So import payments shall also be restricted to goods of African origin. Please note that, please note that, please note that. Import payments shall be restricted to goods of African origin. Also note that all required documentation referred to in one above should be provided before a transaction initiated. Remember I said when I started, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in the import process of Nigeria. Nothing has changed in the export process of Nigeria. All documents remain as they are. The only difference is that I will issue my letter of credit in Naira. I will pay in Naira. I will issue my invoice in Naira. I will receive payment in Naira. That is what has changed. That is what has changed. Someone is saying the video of the presentation will be available. I will show you the channel very soon. Voice of African Trade. Voice of African Trade. The video of this presentation will be available on Voice of African Trade channel. If you have not subscribed to the Voice of African Trade, just type Voice of African Trade. If you type that on your mobile app, on the your YouTube app, if you type it on your YouTube app, it will bring up our channel. Subscribe, share, click on notification bell, and drop your comment. So for those that are asking for presentation, you will have the presentation in video format on that channel right from tomorrow. So you have access to it. You can also check DBA TV, DBA, D for dog, B for B, Bamidele, A for Ayemibo, DBA TV. You can check DBA TV online also, you'll find it there. Okay, so now, nothing has changed in the import-export process of Nigeria. Okay, my colleague has dropped the link. Nothing has changed in the import. So you can click on the link now. There's a link to our channel on the platform. If you click on that link, you will be able to have access to it. So if you click on that link, you'll be able to have access to it. So the link to the channel has been dropped on the platform. So if you click on that link, you'll be able to have access to what we are talking about. You'll be able to have access to the to our channel where you will find this video from tomorrow. The export proceed repatriation to CBN under PAPSS shall be subject to certification by respective processing bank as repatriated by exporter. So look, like I said, I'm emphasizing this statement again. Export and import process have not changed. Export and import process has not changed. And because the export and import process has not changed, what that basically means is that you will still do your Form M, you will still do your NXP. You will still do your Form M, you will still do your NXP. Very important. And bank will do their usual certification of export process to CBN. All provision of existing guidelines, circular and directive on the operation of foreign exchange manual shall apply. Also note that prevailing exchange rate at investor and exporter forex window (IE window) as advised by the Financial Market Department of CBN should be used in cross-rate conversion between Naira and dollars and third currency within Africa for outbound payment and vice versa. Remember I said, if you are paying, there must be a base currency, and that will still be dollars. That will still be dollars. That will still be dollars. There must be a base currency, and that will still be dollars. For settlement of PAPSS transaction by CBN, authorized dealer bank shall obtain approval of CBN for USD cover before initiating payment on PAPSS. So if it's a dollar transaction, you need approval. If you're going to need CBN in the final settlement with AfFCFTA, CBN approval is required, and bank know what to do. The request for approval should be forwarded to Director of Trade and Exchange. Remember, you need evidence to show that it's a trade transaction. For the avoidance of doubt, only eligible transaction may be determined by the central bank from time to time, shall be eligible for payment on PAPSS. Item classified non-valid on foreign exchange shall remain ineligible. Item valid for access. So all those are non-valid for foreign exchange product, about 40-something of them, will not be, they will still not be eligible. They will still not be eligible. They will still not be eligible. Please note that authorized dealer bank may maintain the USD settlement account with PAPSS settlement bank, whereas that's AfFCFTA bank, to settle obligation of payment that may fall outside eligible transaction. So there will be also other banks transaction really that are not under eligible transaction, but they are not illegal transaction that banks want to entertain, and they can always use their own foreign exchange account with the AfFCFTA bank, with AfFCFTA bank. Now, remember to subscribe on Voice of African Trade. Subscribe, click on notification bell, like, share, and comment. Someone said, is this just for commodity goods? Can people use this to pay for hotel accommodation in Ghana from Nigeria? This platform is for payment for goods and services. Is for payment of goods and services. So if you have the account detail of the hotel, you can pay them from Nigeria directly. It's for payment of goods and services. You know, I know there will be a lot of creative ways. Trust Nigerians, trust Nigerians, trust Nigerians. There will be a lot of creative ways that people will be able to do this. There will be a lot of creative ways. I foresee a lot of things coming out of this sincerely, and a lot of integration in Africa. All right, now let me ask you, for those that have questions, you can raise up your hand now if you have questions. Someone was raising up his hand before. I will mute you and then you can ask your question. I'm rounding off shortly. Do you have any question? While I'm waiting for those that will raise up their hand, let's go for some commercial break.
Hey, are you a young graduate? Are you looking for how to get a head start in your career? Are you looking for a career path that aligns with the future of Africa? Or do you desire to increase your chances of getting jobs with manufacturing companies, import and export companies, and the banking industry? Then enroll for the Certified Basic Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies. The CBTP would help you to jumpstart your career, give you an edge over your peers, create a career path to the top for you, help you defend your skills in your absence, and give you global relevance in your career. This 3-month program costs $400 only, and there are flexible payment plans to suit your financial budget. Tutorial classes are also available at 50% discount. Visit the registration page showing on your screen or call the numbers to register.
All right, let me see if there's any question. Any question? No question yet. Can a company continue with export in foreign currency settlement in the, of course, PAP does not stop you from, if you are shipping to South Africa and the guy in South Africa have dollar to pay you, why not? The idea here is that, you know, for those that have been following me since we started this program last year, I've gone through several, I've reviewed 52 African countries. And if you really have followed me on that journey, you will realize that many African countries have a lot of issue with their balance of trade and payment. Many of them don't have enough foreign exchange to pay. That is one of the reasons why there are so much exchange control with so much documentation for exchange control. That is the whole idea. If we don't fix that problem, AfCFTA will be a mirage because we will have people that want to do business, they won't be able to pay. So the essence of PAP is to ensure that countries that have issue with foreign exchange can pay. You won't have to queue up for foreign exchange again. That's the whole idea. So that means, but that does not stop you to still pay in foreign exchange if you choose to pay or if you choose to buy. That's an agreement between the buyer and, of course, the seller. I'll be waiting for more questions. If you have questions, please, you can raise up your hand or drop it in the chat box.
Do you have basic understanding of international trade? Do you desire to improve your knowledge and build a career in international trade? Then this message is for you. The Certified Intermediate Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies is designed to upgrade you from basic to intermediate knowledge of international trade. Through the CITP, you'll be strategically positioned to create a career path to the top, have an edge over your peers, defend your skills in your absence, equip you for future opportunities in Africa, give you global relevance in your career. This is a continuous professional development training program that will lead you to the point of becoming an American Chartered Trade Specialist. This 3-month program costs $500 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial course.
All right, any other question? Okay, someone doesn't have his hand. Okay, so Abdullah Usman, I've allowed you to unmute yourself. Please go ahead with your question, please.
Do you work in the bank?
Yes, Abdullah, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Abdullah Usman.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Abdullah Usman, as you said. I am the Secretary of Nigeria's National Trade Participation Committee. The issue I just have is like most of these items that you mentioned that are on prohibition that cannot access foreign exchange. You said they will still remain the way it is. And I was thinking some of the items initially were being put that reduce pressure on foreign exchange. So since this is a substitute that would actually, with this concept, it will actually reduce the pressure on foreign exchange. So that is where I have that concern. I'm thinking maybe, okay, like some of these items that are on that list, if it's because of that pressure on foreign exchange, why can't we now look at the possibility of lifting that ban on them, since already this concept would more or less reduce the issue of direct exchange with forex? That's the question.
Brilliant question, Abdullah Usman. I thought of that also. But for me, that is a sign that CBN did not do that just because of foreign exchange. They also have other things in mind to grow local economy, to build local capacity for import of those products. So I agree with you. If indeed the reason was because of pressure on foreign exchange, now that we have PAPSS, you should allow non-valid products, non-valid for foreign exchange products to be imported in Africa. So I agree with you. But CBN has said no. So obviously CBN have other motive beyond the pressure on foreign exchange. Thank you very much for your question. All right, someone is asking a question. He says, can imported goods from other country be paid through PAPSS? Sheon Adewale, can you confirm other country? Can you define what you mean by other country? Other country outside Africa? If that's your question, no. Other country within Africa? Yes. It's called Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. It's not world, it's not world payment and settlement system. Abdulmuin Garba said, that means perhaps we increase trade volume among African countries, right? Exactly. That is actually the whole objective and motive behind PAPSS. That is the whole idea and objective behind PAPSS. Abdul Bakar Lawal says, what will happen to NXP already been established in USD? No, it doesn't stop your NSP, please. If you're already shipping to African country and your NSP is in dollars, you will get your payment in dollars. When you are doing your next shipment, you can choose Naira on your NXP. You know that Naira is one of the options for payment on the TRMS platform. So you can choose Naira as your payment currency, and that will be used maybe subsequently. But for now, you can go ahead with your dollar. This does not stop any dollar transaction. It's just an option you can explore if you so desire. And they are encouraging importer and exporter to explore it so it can be owned by Africans. It can be owned. Can repatriation be done via Naira? Of course, if you are okay to pay you in Naira, even though you ship in dollars, if that is profitable for you, you know that will be in IE window rate. Of course, that should be possible. I don't think that should be a problem at all. Is there any document available for us to understand all about PAPSS? Most of the presentation I did today are from the website of PAPSS, papss.com. If you go to papss.com, most of the information today are from that website, please. So you can always read them up. I just put it in a form of video to make it easier for some of us that might be busy to be able to go and read them, but they're all on the website of the PAPSS. And a Nigerian is the MD, formerly working with, I think, InterSwitch, actually. And the governing board that did this program is a Nigerian, Governor Emefiele, and of course the president of AfFCFTA that initiated is a Nigerian. So this is a time to be proud to be a Nigerian in spite of our challenges in this country. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, I'll answer other questions.
Manufacturing company or an import and export trading company? Do you have over 5 years of experience in managing international trade transactions? Do you have an intermediate level of knowledge in international trade and desire to upgrade to advanced levels to make you stand out? Then this message is for you. The Certified Advanced Trade Professional Program from the American Institute of Extended Studies equips you with understanding of all the trade rules from the International Chamber of Commerce. The CATP program would give you an edge in document examination, create a career path to the top, defend your skills in your absence, equip you with skill to handle guarantee and standby letter of credit, give you global relevance in your career. This 3-month program costs $600 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial course. Visit the link displayed on your page or call the numbers to register.
All right, someone is asking a question. He says, is there any information on banks with fully Is there any information on when bank will fully adopt? Nigeria is already part of PAPSS. Nigeria, CBN is already, our national switch is there already. So it's left for, I don't know if there is any bank that, if all Nigerian banks are connected to the switch, unless they have not started because they've not been trained on how to go about it. But all Nigerian banks are already connected. All America are connected to national switch, and Nigerian national switch is connected to PAPSS already. Because Nigerian already took part in the, what's the name? In the test run. So all Nigerian banks for me are indirectly connected already. But some banks might not be able to initiate because they were not part of the trial. Maybe they need 1 or 2 training. I don't know. You can now confirm with your banks. I will not be able to answer that. Someone said, I just checked PAPSS.com. AAD, your PAPSS is wrong. Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. Pan-African Payment. So it's PAPSS, not PAPPS. PAPSS, not PAPPS. Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPSS. Can you provide us with the correct spelling of the website? Okay, I provided that already. Can we change PAPSS option later after export transaction? I don't understand. Do you mean you started with, I don't understand. Sheyi Adebenjo, please, can you expatiate further on that question? I really don't understand that question. I'll wait for you while I go on this break.
Are you an entrepreneur or an employee that works in an organization that buys and sells raw material and finished products? Then this message is for you. The American Institute of Extended Studies is deploying a certified trade logistics and supply chain management program in Africa to equip staffs of manufacturing, import and export trading companies with skills needed to increase efficiency to maximize profits, lower the costs of doing business, deal with supply disruptions, carry the right amount of inventory, and meet customer demand in the most effective way possible. All this makes you to become more valuable to your organization as a logistics and supply chain manager. This is a 3-month program that costs $500 only, your flexible payment plan to suit your budget. Enroll today and get a 50% discount on our tutorial cost. Registration is currently ongoing. Click the link on the screen to register or call the numbers displayed.
All right. I mean, you already feel NSP in dollars, but later we to change it to PAPSS. That means you want to collect your payment in Naira. Sincerely, I don't think this should be a challenge. I would recommend you write your bank. If you are in the middle of a transaction already, write your bank to inform CBN. I won't be able to categorically answer that question, sincerely. So, but I think you should write CBN through your bank, and I'm sure they will be able to give you answer to that. But I don't think it should be a problem, Sha. Who will bear the exchange rate differential since LC will be established in Naira and beneficiary will be received payment in Naira? No, there's no exchange rate differential. No exchange differential. If you establish your LC in Naira, payment will be made in Naira. But through the PAPSS, the guy will be paying in his own local currency. So no differential. In fact, it's because of this differential issue. That's why we are doing PAPSS. You are significantly minimizing the exchange rate risk. You are minimizing exchange rate risk when you use PAPSS. So you are not really interested in what's the name? In exchange rate risk. It's non-existent in this process. It's non-existent. That's where I'll put it. It's non-existent.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. 3T Index Trade Academy, in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies, brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
All right. Any other question before we close? It's been an interesting session today. I want to thank every one of you that have been part of this. If you are joining us for the first time, remember this program holds every Thursday by 5 p.m. Please note, if you want to be getting the link for this program, then you need to join our Telegram channel. Our Telegram channel is African Export Business Platform. If you go to African Export Business Platform on Telegram, you'll be able to see our Telegram channel, and that will help you to be able, I've dropped the link to the Telegram channel for you. That will help you to be able to always get the link to this program every Thursday. The link is dropped there on that channel every Thursday, and you'll be able to click on the link and join us every Thursday by 5 p.m. If you want to watch the previous video, please remember our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Voice of African Trade. Subscribe to the channel, click on notification bell so you will know when we upload the videos. Like, share, and comment. Thank you very much, everyone, for being able to make it today. See you next week and have a wonderful weekend. Okay, Miriam, sorry, before we go, I want to say bye-bye yet, but Miriam raising up his hand. Okay, Miriam, go ahead, please, before we close. Miriam, I've unmuted you. Go ahead. Miriam, can you raise your voice? I can't hear you. Hello? Sorry, I'm only hearing the voice of a baby. I need to unmute you. I don't know if it was an error, so I've lowered your hand. If you really want to raise up your hand, maybe you raise it up again, so I'll be sure it wasn't an error. And of course, you maybe move away from where the baby is so we can hear you. Okay, no message from Miriam, then it's time to go. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.